Hello again. I told you about how our family needed to have circles several times a day. So today I want to tell you about what we call cleanup circle or chore circle. And this happened every morning right after breakfast, before we had done dishes, put food away, done anything. We would gather again and I would say to them, okay, let's get still for a minute and let's let you discover what would light you up to do so that our house could be more beautiful. And I don't know if you can comprehend at all what a big deal this was for some kids, because they had been given away or beaten or love taken away at the very least for not doing cleanup correctly, so to speak. So anyway, the kids would start talking about what chore they wanted to do. And some of them, I was amazed, would choose the hardest chore. Like one of our daughters would choose doing the dishes for 30 people every meal. And she just felt like she could do it and keep her joy. So that's what she did. But I would always explain that nobody had to participate in cleanup. This was not one of the things that you had to do to belong to our family. And I would tell them that all of us are generous, all of us are kind, all of us want to be a blessing. So if you're not wanting to do cleanup, and yeah, I'm talking to you too, not just my kids. If you're not wanting to do cleanup, it could be that you don't want to do cleanup because you have something more important to do. And so I would say to the kids, we do external cleanup when we internally feel clear and ready to be a blessing. And if you're not feeling that way, then let's come up with a new solution. We had one new daughter and she was so afraid or upset about cleanup because in her birth family, she was the oldest kid, so she had always been in charge of doing everything for them, getting them dressed, cleaning up, feeding them, all of that stuff. And she just did not want to play that role anymore. So every day, right before cleanup, this is for maybe the first 2 weeks that she lived with us, she would slip outside, sneak around to the back of the house, and crawl inside an empty garbage can and put the lid down on top of her so that nobody would realize that she was missing from cleanup. And one of the things I love is that my husband, at some point during cleanup, would go outside, knock on the lid, and then lift the lid up and kiss the top of her head and say, "We love you so much. We're so glad you're here." And then put the lid back on and go inside. So after a while, she had no reason to hide anymore. But anyway, we would say, if you don't feel like doing cleanup, it's because you have the courage to do a deeper cleanup. So would you like to, let's say, draw a picture of what's scaring you right now? Or would you like to write in your journal about what you're thinking today? You could meditate, or you could dance, or you could do prayer. You could do anything until you felt so complete within yourself that you didn't need to hide anymore. So we would complete the cleanup, and kids loved it so much that very often one of them would come to us in the afternoon and say, "Mom, don't you think we need another cleanup circle? It seems like there's more dirt that we want to take care of." And that could have been because we never did cleanup without my husband turning on rock and roll music. And the rule was that you had to dance your way through cleanup. So find good ways, even for yourself, to clean your house. Give yourself a gift for it, or figure out why you don't want to do cleanup, because it's not that important, Thank you. Bye-bye.